Hi, this is Carrie with SonFisher Web Studios. As business owners, we know that being successful is deeply rooted in executing a good plan, and good plans help us avoid costly mistakes. So let's talk about the essentials for planning your website. We'll start with understanding who's going to benefit from your website. Basically, there are two benefactors of a website, and stating the obvious, they are the website owner and the visitor to your website. And we'll need to create a site mission for each of these. When you get down to it, what is your website supposed to do for each visitor? With everything that screams for our attention these days, how is your visitor supposed to remember your website? And if they can't remember your site, how likely are they to return? So let's first help the site visitor remember your site. Step 1, branding. There is so much free information about branding already out on the internet that I won't try to include it here. As a business owner, it would be advantageous for you to learn about and use the general topic of branding. But let me simplify all that branding info into this. Make your fill in the blank memorable, whatever it is that you are offering at your website. The one takeaway that I will offer you is this: spend the money and time up front to have a professional create a set of memorable company graphics. Make sure you get camera-ready, high-resolution digital images. If you do, you'll have graphics that you'd be happy to use in the years to come. So, let's focus on website branding and start with the domain name. A domain name does not include the www on the front, but every web address contains a domain name. And every domain name includes a top-level domain, the TLD. That's the .com, .org, and .edu part of the web address. Today, it's very common for people to see a web address before they even know what it's all about. So get something memorable and connected to your business. Long can be okay, short is better, but not too short. Continuing with website branding, buy it yourself to make sure you own the domain. The minimum that you can buy is 1 year at a time, and the max is 10 years. We recommend that you buy at least 3 years worth. Put the online research tools to work for you. There's Panaby.com, Domainspot.com, Whois.com, or DomainTools.com. Use these to see if your domain choice is available. And do your homework on the registrar, the domain registrar that you're thinking of buying your domain from. Read lots of reviews before you buy. So, now you've got a domain name. When you talk about your business, you may hear questions like, do you have a website? Have you got a brochure? What is your email address? Can I have your business card? Guess what all of these should have in common? Your domain name. Put your domain name to work on all printed material. Use an email address from your domain name and put it on your business card with your web address. Step 2, engage the visitors. Now we're still talking about what is your website supposed to do for its visitors. But now we're going to focus on the second part of this. Your website should showcase, demonstrate, inform, or educate your customers. It's got to offer them something. Keep in mind that about 60% of business sites are still not mobile responsive, making their sites difficult or impossible to use from the largest group of visitors today. That's coming from cell phones, mobile phones, and tablets. Use an effective search engine optimization plan. Make sure that your site is easy to find, with content that the visitor finds valuable. Include an effective call to action everywhere you want them to do something. Do not make them read your mind to figure out what you want them to do. Mind reading is just not effective. Now, part of engagement is to make it easy for your visitors to share their experience via social channels. The problem to this is that 80 to 90% of business sites do not have Facebook or Twitter like and share buttons. Worse, some sites have the buttons, but those buttons go to the homepage of Facebook or the homepage of Twitter. Worse still, some go nowhere at all. It's also a good idea to show that you are protecting each visitor's information. If you collect cookie information, show a privacy statement at the bottom of the page. Do you have a merchant account that you're using at your website? The site must be PCI DSS compliant, that is, Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard. Now, this is not simple or easy to do. We recommend that you hire someone and then show that you've done the work to make it secure. Now, have you got the idea that your site builds a relationship yet? Visitors want to feel that they are valued by you. So, now that we've covered the visitor, what is your website supposed to do for you, the website owner? How about making what I'm selling memorable and make it desirable for the visitor to take action? Okay, so here's some more that your website should do for you, the owner. It should work at advertising to and engaging your visitors so that it starts a relationship. Part of that is to be a sales and inventory worker that's on every hour of every day of the year. It should prove its worth through measurement, metrics, and analytics, and bring visitor feedback to your business. Make it easy for users to share their experience via social channels. This enables your site to have a larger audience reach and help the business create customer satisfaction, especially when you're doing things like responding to email, web posts, and tweets out there on the internet. Okay, while we're on the subject of the web workhorse, we're still in step 3. Think of all the things that your website could be doing, and imagine a website doing all of these at once. You might be able to think that there's such a thing as too much. So don't create a dead horse. Be selective and consider what's necessary right now and what can wait until a more clear need or advantage is evident. Here's some must-have functionality for all websites. First, security and offsite backups. This is to protect your reputation, to get back online after a disaster or a hack, and your investment, the time and money invested in building the website. Caching is going to enhance your load speed because low websites are penalized. And your metrics or your analytics. This is to measure activity at the website. Things like the number of visitors, bounce aways, broken links, purchases, subscriptions, etc. Step 4, social media. First, let's look at some general numbers. If your website is getting between 100 and 200 unique visitors a month, I'd say you're on the friends and family plan because those are the only people who know about your website. If you've got 2,000 or so unique visitors per month, I'd say you're barely alive, you're just treading water. If you've got up to 2,000 a week or more, now you are engaging your community of fans. Great, congratulations. Right now, most retail customers use mobile, like a tweet, a search, a post, or a pin, as their front door to the next purchase. Remember the advertising rule of thumb. Only 1 to 2% of those that see your advertising efforts will convert. And realize too that a conversion is not a sale. A conversion means that they have responded to your call to action. Great, that's what you want them to do. That's the beginning of a relationship. And how many conversions per week do you need to stay solvent to be a successful business? Are there alternatives to social media? Perhaps networking, trade shows. Consider the return on the investment for whichever direction you go. Is an investment in Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Pinterest, LinkedIn, StumbleUpon, and YouTube too expensive, too complicated, too newfangled? Are you casting the largest net you can? Are you perhaps instead leaving money on the table? Step 5. Count the cost of your plan. Consider these as you begin formalizing your plan. The time and money to register a domain and the cost of hosting your website. The time and money to build a website, whether you do it yourself, you hire someone, or have a consultant come alongside. The time and money to run your site. The security, backup and storage, technical and SEO training and support, marketing and social media training and support. Time and money to monitor and respond to online reviews of your business. Time and money to be ready for when, not if, you get hacked. And your time and the opportunity cost associated with it. Step 6. Hire or not. 44% of small businesses have been cyber attacked at some time in their history. It's an average of $8,669 to recover from. You need someone to help you with all the techie stuff to avoid that kind of a cost. But you probably don't need a full-time IT employee. Consider having someone on call that could become someone you trust. Or consider a web monitoring or maintenance service. Continuing with step 6, finding a web guru to hire or consult. Go a few times to a local meetup for web developers. That's where the gurus are. And listen to them talk. Look for someone that you might be more compatible with. And here's some questions to ask. First, do you build mobile-friendly web designs or responsive web designs? This is a trick question. They should do both together at the same time. Would I be able to add new content like a blog without needing your help? If they answer no, you will wait on that person for every little change. How many websites have you built for money? If the answer is none, stay away. This is an amateur. What websites have you launched recently? And how long ago was that? If the answer is a long time, their skills are going to be a little rusty. Do you maintain site backups on-site or off-site? Off-site is the right answer. Do you build offline, stage online, and then launch? Online is risky and not secure. Stay away from that one. Okay, here's step 7. Going forward. What are your options? You could learn and do your website marketing and social media for yourself. That's going to spend a lot of your time. You could have a loyal employee learn and do it for you. That's risky because they might walk away with that training. You could hire one or more consultants to do your website marketing and social media for you. And yeah, that's going to cost you some money. The last step, the most important step, step 7, plan execution. Write your plan down. if you don't write it down, it's likely you won't do the plan. You won't pull the trigger. Then you want to review and revise it until you are excited to go forward with it. This helps you have some energy to make it happen. Just do it. Pull the trigger. Online training is available and waiting for you out there. There's meetup communities, especially here in the Valley of the Sun, regular local meetings, and most of those are free. Think local, buy local, be local, local first Arizona. I'm sure you've heard of that saying. This presentation was made by Carrie Townsend, that's me, SonFisher Web Studios in Phoenix, Arizona. I'd be glad for you to check out my website for more help with your web ventures. Until next time.